Well, hello. It is Boxing Day, and I'm at McRae Lake. I was going to do a backpacking trip with the hot tent today, and the temperatures have been so mild. It was like 10 degrees last week. It's 6 degrees today. Winter's barely come. We've only had a little bit of snow. We don't have any snow on the ground now, just like a couple little patches. So I thought, I'm gonna do a canoe trip. So I just drove to McRae Lake. I got the canoe on the car, and the bay is frozen, so I can't get in. So now I have to drive back home. This is a 20-minute drive from my house, not far, which is also why I decided to try it. And drop off the canoe, put it away, and then drive back to Go Home Lake. So I'm gonna do all that, and then I will be back. And guess I don't need my dry suit either. So, oh well, I gave it a shot. All right, hello again. It is 10 after 2, and I am at Go Home Lake with my backpack and my stove. Stove's kind of awkward to fit into the backpack, so I just thought it'd be easier to carry it. It's only 4 pounds. And I have my 2 water bottles. I don't think you can see. Oh, maybe. And my Lark and my Nalgene. So 2 full water bottles strapped. And there's usually some kind of a water source here. The lakes aren't frozen. There is a lot of skim on them, as you saw. Some of the bays are frozen and shallow water. Over here, the water here, where you usually access the lake to go to like the Gibson River, is super, super shallow and frozen over. But it's really, really, really shallow. That's it. So I'm not sure where I'm gonna go yet. I'm gonna hike in for a bit and take a look around. I'd really like to go to that spot that I camped at before. I think it was 2 years ago I was here, and I backpacked in with my snowshoes. I think it was spring, and did a trip there. I'd like to try to get to that spot, but I'm not sure if I can with the ground the way it is. It's very wet and mushy, and just there's been a lot of rain, so but we'll see. All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, I walked in for a ways. I kind of came through the forest and just used my GPS and walked towards where I saw there was a lake. So I have a source of water. So there's the lake. It does look frozen, but there's all kinds of spots along the edge where I can get some water where it's open. And I'm going to set up right here on this spot. Hopefully there's not too much rock, and it works. It's starting to feel like it's going to start raining any minute, and it's supposed to rain for a little bit this afternoon. It was originally supposed to rain all day today and all day tomorrow, and it was supposed to be like massive amounts. And then this morning they changed the forecast. So at 9:30, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go. I was originally going to do a backpacking trip, but I thought, hey, I should paddle. Why not, if I can? This is actually my original spot where I wanted to go. But there's a whole bunch of poop here. And that would have ended up inside my tent. So, probably not a good idea. It's nice and soft ground here. Yeah. So, I'm still looking around a little bit, just in case there's rocks there and I can't get the stakes in. I might have to move somewhere else, but I really like the view here. I'm up on top of a nice hill, and it's a beautiful view of the water. This might work too here. It's a little bit lumpy as well, but I mean, nothing's perfect, right? And there's a woodpecker somewhere up there. I don't see him, but I hear him. There's also a lot of beaver activity here. I went down the lake that way a ways, and there's a tree that's been gnawed at quite a bit, and it looks like it's just about ready to go over. Alright, it's 20 after 3. The rain has subsided again, thankfully. Found this kind of okay spot by the water. Everything is just hills and rocks out here. So, the spot's a little lumpy, but I'm going to give it a try. Okay, wish me luck. Actually pretty good for first setup. And being on really uneven ground. Alright, leave it. Set up the stove. Alright, this is my new sleeping mat. It is a Thermarest. It says Neo Air. And it is, I can't remember what it's called now. Extreme, maybe it's on here. I suck the air out of it, literally, so it's super tight. Alright, I also have a brand new sleeping bag that I'm going to be using today for the very first time. It is, oh, come on buddy. Just have it in a dry bag. It's got its own compression sack, but I didn't close it up that good. It's the first time I've used it actually. The compression sack was today when I packed it up. This is a North Face bag. It's called the Green Kazoo. Yes, it is green, and no, that's not why I picked it, but it's an extra bonus in my opinion. It's a down bag, and it's rated for, it's got a temperature rating of -18 with an extreme rating of -39. And you see the little strings on here. They are to tie to my sleeping pad so I don't fall off of it anymore. So here's my tote bag. This is gonna go, it's just a tote bag I had at my house that fit. I just tried a bunch of different things. I did try a pillowcase, but it wasn't wide enough. So this is gonna go over the end of the sleeping mat. I'm gonna just put my pillow inside of it so that it stays there. and then put the sleeping bag on top of it. It'll be my first time using this setup, so I'm interested to see how it goes. But there's the tote bag. I'm just gonna put the pillow inside here. Nice and snug. And then I got a pillow there underneath my head already. And I hope I don't slide into the fire. Okay, that's it. I gotta go get some wood. It's gonna start getting dark soon. All right, here's the inside of my tent, all set up with my new sleep system. Worked out fairly well, except for the horribly uneven ground and a bit of a incline that I was on. Here is the tote bag with the pillow inside, affixing it to the mat, and there are the little loops on the sleeping bag that tied the thermarest to the sleeping bag. Just put my backpack at the bottom of the mat to kind of keep it from sliding down. It's 4:30. I've got the tent all set up. Thankfully, it's not dark yet. It is the 26th today. Thankfully, the days are getting a bit longer and there's a little bit more daylight, but not much. Now, I have a plethora of wood options like very close by, which is why I wasn't panicking too much. I got everything set up and then I took a whole bunch of pictures and videos because that's what I do. Tomorrow it's supposed to be raining, so probably won't be good to do that. So now I'm going to head off. I've got my awesome saw, which weighs like nothing, from Sulik 46, and I have a piece of kindling that is the length of the stove, just a little bit shorter than the length of the stove, just so I know how long to make the wood, because when I went to Herb Lake, I went to the portage and I got a bunch of extra firewood, and most of them were too big. I cut them too big. I have absolutely no wood at all, so I've got to get to work. But you can see over there, there's a bunch. You can see back there, there's wood everywhere. Back here, and there's a bunch of pieces that are just like sitting up and in the air, so they're not wet. And it is now starting to lightly rain. It's just spitting a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. I just heard something. All right, it's 10 after 5. Doing pretty good. It's still daylight-ish. I just finished processing a whole bunch of wood. I think I have quite a bit, and should be fine to make it through the night, and if not, it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna head inside the tent. I did hear a beaver slap its tail while I was cutting some wood, but I didn't get a chance to see it. And now it hasn't come back, so maybe I will have a visitor later. You never know. My thermometer says it's 7 degrees here on Boxing Day at Go Home Lake. Technically, I don't believe this is Go Home Lake. This is just another lake that's here. But it's just the area. We just call it Go Home Lake here. So all Crown land, and not all Crown land, but you can check the map to see where you can camp. And just came into the forest not too far. All right, so really dark over here in the tent. So I'm gonna get my light on, get the fire going, and start making my salad. I'm hungry. It's 20 after 5 and I've got a fire going and my little stove already. Easy peasy. I brought a bunch of kindling, just what fit in my bag. I think I had maybe 10 pieces. I've got 4 left, and here's all the firewood that I cut up. There's a beaver dam, like not a beaver dam, it's not anymore. It used to be a beaver dam, but looks like it's been all like torn apart. So the wood was kind of wet on the outside, but most of it is very dry on the inside. So I just put it all underneath the stove there in a row, just to help it dry it out a little bit. And there's some there, and there's a whole bunch there. Well, it's 6:30, and I'm just finished making my salad here. I'm really behind today, but I don't care. It's the holidays. I just have some tomato, cucumber chopped up, and some chunks of old cheddar. Just made like little cubes of them, little chunks. And I've got some Greek feta dressing I'm gonna put on here. Let's make a nice little salad, a little appetizer, and I also brought some croutons. Some of those. And I'm gonna sit here and snack on that. I have my morel mushrooms. I don't need them all. There's a lot of them. Okay. And mix it up. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. It'll be good to have something fresh. It's not that I didn't eat a lot. I ate a lot over the holidays, but a lot of, like, you know, turkey and gravy and cookies and chocolate. And my mom and I went out for dinner quite a few times. So chalet and breakfast, you know, Wendy's breakfast and stuff like that. So it's nice to have some fresh food. So this looks great. So I'm just gonna sit here and snack on this. My morel mushrooms, I'm making morel mushroom pasta today. And my morel mushrooms are in here. And they're all rehydrated now, so they're ready to go. I put some water on the stove here. Hang on. I got a pot here on the stove, and I just put some water in it. And it was boiling earlier. I'm just waiting for the fire to catch again here. The wood is a bit wet. It was just going, and I closed the door because sometimes the smoke comes out there. So when I started making the video, I just shut the door so that in case I wasn't paying attention, it didn't start smoking. But just need to blow it a little bit, and it should. Going. And while I'm eating my salad, my water should start boiling, and all I have to do is I've got some linguine here, I think it is, or spaghettini, I'm not sure. So once the water starts boiling, I'll just put that in there and boil the pasta, and then I will be back to show you what else I'm gonna do. Yum, yum, yum. Hello. It is 10 to 7. Finished my salad. I'm just kind of poking around, taking my time here. I got the fire going again finally. The wood is a little bit wet on the outside, that's all, so it's taking a bit to get it to catch every time, but I've got some underneath drying out, so should be good. I'm just going to put the pasta in here. Water's been boiling for a bit again, and I'm sure I'm gonna make all of it. I'm really bad at measuring pasta. Anybody else have this problem? I have such a hard time figuring out how much to use, and I always make too much. Thermometer says it's 14 degrees in here. I'm actually getting a little chilly. I think because my underlayers are wet, and I was hoping they would dry in the tent because it would be hot enough, but so far no. So I might just change those in a bit. I was hoping they would dry and solve that problem. So anyways, got the pasta in there. The mushrooms are fully rehydrated now, and I have my frying pan here that I brought as well. I just put a whole bunch of butter in there, and once the pasta's done, I'm going to throw this on top of the stove, and then I will be back. Alright, my pasta is cooking away here. It's not quite ready yet. It's still a bit too al dente for me, but it should be done soon. A nice fire roaring away here in the stove, and my thermometer says it is 22 degrees. That's kind of close to the stove, but it is on the ground, so it's a little warmer up higher. I'm feeling the heat finally now in here, and it's just wonderful. I went outside to pee, and I came back in, and I was like, wow, it's nice and warm in here. So, yeah, didn't see any creatures out there yet, but I've heard some noises here and there, so we'll see if anything transpires. Alright, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and as soon as it's done, I'm going to drain it, and then I'll set it aside and cook the morels. Alright, the pasta is cooked, and I'm just going to go outside and drain it. So I've got a nice little lid here with the holes in it, but I usually just kind of hold the lid on it a little bit askew and then just drain it like that. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of water in it. So, and I've got the pan on the stove now with the butter melting. You're supposed to cook morels for, I believe it's 3 to 5 minutes. I always forget exactly what it is, and I just do it usually for 5 to be safe, but I say 4, but by the time I set the timer and then take it out after, it's usually about that. Alright, let me get these in here. The water and the butter aren't friends, but it'll be fine. It'll burn off. Okay. I didn't rehydrate all the mushrooms I brought either. I just reduced the meal a bit by not cooking all the pasta and not making all the mushrooms. So just save for another time. Got a garbage over here. Oh, they smell so good. Okay, got my spatula, which is now under the camera. Alright, I gotta go set my timer. I need my phone to do that, so I will be back. It's a lot. It's still, I cut it down and it's still a lot. Okay, and that is basically it. Like, super easy. I didn't bring my cheese grater, so I'm just gonna kinda, it's actually crumbly, so I should have just like cut a bit of it and then just crumbled it on, but it'll be fine. Make it like this. If I don't put it all in the same exact spot. That looks so good. I gotta get it off of here before it gets all stuck to the bottom. Yeah, it's happening. Just trying to figure out what to do with it, but I think I'm just gonna put it right down on the welding blanket because it's good for up to 600 degrees, so it should be fine for a pan. Looks pretty good. It smells amazing. Noodles are a little fatter than I'd like them, but I was gonna do the nesting noodles, and then I'm like, oh, these are so much, I don't know, they're just easier to make because the other ones, they cook too fast and then they get mushy if you cook them too long. So oh, it's so good. I'm glad I didn't make too much, but I'm glad I made like a good amount because I'm pretty hungry and it's delicious. I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you in a bit. Well, my dinner was delicious. It is just about 5 after 8, And I'm just sitting here. I'm just gonna have a little dessert. I brought a Ferrero Rocher. These are my favorite chocolates, in case anybody wants to know. I also like anything with chocolate and peanut butter. And then I have a Christmas cookie. So I'm just sitting here munching on that. My fire kind of died out a little bit. It's weird. It'll be roaring and then I'll turn it down a little bit, like close the damper a bit. And then next thing I know, it's out. I also hear a bunch of stuff outside, like, I don't know, animals, or I don't know what it is, but it's probably gone away now that I started talking like all loud in my camera. But just gonna go outside and see if I can see anything. Maybe something's out there. There was really large deer poop and I thought it was moose poop, but I've never seen moose in this area. But I don't know, you never know. Hello? There was something like right here. Hello? I can't see anything. Can you see anything? Must be the beaver. I don't know. There was something right here, like it was right here. I opened the zipper and it's like splash. Oh, I don't see anything. It's misting out again. I can see it in my headlamp. Wow, it's been misting actually for a while. Tonight on Wood Stove Channel, we have The Fire. It is a show that is 4 hours long, and you watch The Fire. It's 10 to 11. I'm in my sleeping bag. I am on like a really crappy, I don't know, like bumpy spot, and it kind of goes down towards the stove. So I got in the sleeping bag at like 10:30, and then I didn't feel comfortable. I was like, I got to move it to the other side. So then I thought, oh, that's ridiculous. The other side is like really lumpy and bumpy, but at least it goes away from the fire. So then I was going to start moving it, and then I said, no, this is silly. So I got those pieces of kindling, those really thin pieces, and I hammered them into the ground alongside this side of my sleeping pad. So there's 3 of them, and they're sticking up about 6 inches, 5 inches, something like that. Hopefully I don't roll on them, but there's 3 of them, and they're holding my sleeping pad in place, but it's still not super comfortable. I also moved the stove over like a couple inches away, and I actually didn't close the damper, but I almost closed the damper, both the front door and the one on the pipe, because I'm roasting. I'm in my sleeping bag and I'm roasting. I do have my long sleeve on still, but under that I just have a base layer and a tank. So, and then I have my sleeping tights on, and I'm pretty warm. Like I can't even close the bag. So, at least now when the bag's open, I don't have any danger of. I was worried that like the zipper's on the side here by the tent. I really don't like that I can't change it. But I'm just gonna have to find spots more often where I sleep on the other side. Just switch everything around from what I've been doing so far. But that's okay. It's only the second trip. And it's the first trip with this sleeping bag and this sleeping mat, so whatever. If the ground was just a little bit more level, it'd be perfectly fine. It'd be great, but it's not. But that's okay. It was the best I could find, and I'm okay with it. It's one night, so. Anyways, that's about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Well, good morning. It is just about 8 o'clock on, I don't even know what day it is, Wednesday, December 27th, I think. Daylight has arrived. I woke up at 6:30 to go to the bathroom and came back in and put the last piece of firewood in. Yes, they lasted all night. I didn't keep the fire going consistently. The temperature was about 4 degrees outside, and it was around 9 in here for most of the time. It's 9 right now. I was super uncomfortable. The new sleeping mat is amazing. It's super comfortable. The new sleeping bag is super warm. But I was on a slope going down and a slope going towards the stove. So I didn't sleep that good. I'm really tired. And I just checked the forecast. It's actually stopped raining. The forecast says it's raining, but it's stopped raining. And it's supposed to start coming down really good in about an hour or so. And then it's supposed to be pretty heavy rain for the rest of the morning and afternoon. So just trying to pack up here. I did bring some oatmeal, but I don't really feel like eating right now. I don't always eat in the mornings. I do intermittent fasting, and I don't always eat first thing. So I'm gonna skip the oatmeal, I think, and I'm just gonna tear down really quick while I have the chance here and it's not raining. Alright, I'm all packed up and ready to go. I just got to put my pack on and grab my stove bag and make my way through the forest and back to the car. It was a great little adventure, a nice little one-nighter, and this is part of the reason why I got the nylon tent, because it's December 27th and it's raining. There's no snow on the ground, and would I have had the canvas tent and the Nyko stove, well, first of all, I wouldn't have even been here because I wouldn't be able to carry it in my backpack. It's awesome that I can now do a backpacking trip with the hot tent and a wood stove, still stay warm and cozy, even though it wasn't that cold last night. It was just a point of seeing if I could do a backpacking trip with the hot tent, because I've never done anything like this before. And that's all thanks to the low weight of the stove and the tent being a total of 8 pounds instead of 33 pounds, which is what I was carrying before in my toboggan, which I wouldn't have been able to use today either. So I hope you enjoyed the adventure. Just a short, sweet one. There'll be more coming. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And where's my car? Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button. Also click the bell for notifications. If you'd like to get more information on the stuff I use on my trips, please check out my website at CamperChristina.com. Thanks. Bye.